Yeah, it's a tremendous opportunity for our football program to play a nationally ranked opponent. This is really our first out-of-conference FCS competition that we've played. So we're excited for it to be against a perennial national power, a playoff team, a team that's got a long history of success. And it's a great opportunity for us to compete against the best of the best and get a great benchmark for our program and where we are now, but also where we're striving to be. Yeah, I mean, obviously on offense and really the return game is really predicated around number 20. Dylan Lave is a really talented football player, obviously very explosive. They find a lot of different ways to get him the football. So we have to do a great job in the run game in terms of our fits and making sure that when plays do bounce or cut back, that we don't allow them to get outside of our contain and become explosive plays. We got to do a great job in coverage on special teams units because he's going to try to return everything, whether it's kickoffs or punts. So we've got to do a great job in coverage, got to be aggressive. And I think that's the tail of the tape for us across the board. We have to be aggressive in all three phases to win any football game, especially when you're playing a team like New Hampshire. Yeah, when you're playing tight ball games, you have to find ways to win, and we talk to our guys about how every game really comes down to 4, 5, 6 plays that are going to define the football game and really predicate the outcome. And unfortunately, we just didn't make enough of those plays last year. I think we've learned from that. I think our guys built a lot of confidence off of last season, but also learned a lot from our mistakes and who we are and how to be the best version of ourselves at all times. So obviously, a lot of growing pains last year, and hopefully, we can make those plays in those tight ball games to find better outcomes for ourselves. Offensively, we've got a lot of returning starters back, a lot of guys that played a lot of football for us last year. So that's been great because it's allowed us to really, pick up right where we left off from an install standpoint and an execution standpoint. So, we're expecting, the guys, the returners especially, to really be able to lean on them from an experience and an execution standpoint. And they've really done a great job throughout this point of camp of kind of reestablishing that bar for us offensively. So it's always great to have your quarterback back. Asher had a really solid first year as a starter. Excited for him to build off of that. And we have a really talented core stable of running backs behind him, obviously with Jermaine and getting a lot of the attention and very deservedly so. He's a very talented player. So we're excited with the returners that we have, but also the depth that we have coming back. I think the big thing for us defensively this week and throughout the course of the season is to do a great job in our run fits. I think we have to do a great job of kind of muddying the look and being sound in everything that we do. I think we spend a lot of time as a coaching staff making sure that we put our guys in positions to be successful. And, sometimes when you're on defense, you're in a very reactive state. So I think our guys have really taken ownership of our scheme and our systems. We have a lot of guys that have been in our system for 3 or 4 years now that are playing. So we're excited about their growth projection. And it's a great test for us week 1 against a great offense, a really good offensive line, and one of the best backs, if not the best back that we're going to face in a game all season. I mean, through the first 3 weeks of camp here, we've seen a lot of exciting stuff out of the young guys. I think some of it, you're just hoping it translates what they did in high school, obviously, to the college ranks, right? And I think we're all very pleased with some of the early signs that we've seen from this freshman class. I don't know exactly how much you'll see most of them on Saturday. There's definitely a chance on special teams and some on offense and defense. It'll be sporadically, but we're very excited about that first Division I recruiting class and how they've really come in and just kind of blended into our culture and how the returners have kind of taken those young guys under their wing and kind of paid it forward to them. So it's been really great to see just us coming together as a team these last 3 weeks. I think the biggest thing that we learned last year, and something we preach to our guys daily, it was good to get justification of it, is that at the end of the day, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Everybody installs, everybody lifts, everybody practices, everybody's got a playbook, but it's really how you do what you do that matters, right? It's how you block, it's how you tackle, it's how you it's how you finish plays. So I think for us, it was a good justification on our guys play hard, they rise to the challenge, and obviously the more and more we do that, the better things will will happen for us. So, I think for us it was more of a lesson in the process than it was the outcome. But obviously the process will inevitably produce the outcomes that we want. Yeah, I think it's really exciting for us to challenge ourselves, against FCS opponents at a conference, just like we're going to be challenged in conference. I think the league continues to get stronger every year, but also now to be able to play some more teams outside of conference in the Northeast and some really, well-known programs and academic institutions. You talk about New Hampshire, Fordham and Georgetown. I mean, those are some of the best academic schools in the Northeast, schools that we want to be very competitive with off the field and on the field, right? So I think it's a great opportunity for us to challenge ourselves against the CAA, against Patriot League, and down the road here we'll see some more opponents from some different leagues as well. So I think it's really exciting. I think it's a great barometer for us as a program, and it's a great way for us to challenge ourselves and prepare for league play, because we're not going to back down from opponents, and we're not going to try to schedule easier opponents, because at this level there is no such thing, right? So we want to challenge ourselves against the best of the best, and hopefully that's going to allow us to inevitably get into the NCAA playoffs when we're eligible to do so. Yeah, I mean, I think obviously the big thing for us, knowing that with football it's a little bit different, right? There's not a conference tournament that we get into from a football standpoint, but we can still win the regular season title. That's something that we've talked about, that it's a goal of ours as a program. Although that won't produce an NCAA bid now, I think it's something that we still are going to strive to do, and we want to be the best in the league. That's our goal. Time will tell whether we're there yet or not, but it's something that we're working towards, something that we're all trying to align our arrows towards. So, we're not going to shy away from talking about success or aspirations. We want to try to speak it into existence here. Yeah, I think, obviously a head coach can only do so much. We have a great assistant coaching staff with some, like you mentioned, some really longevity, in terms of their commitment to the program and our student athletes. I think it enhances our recruiting efforts because our coaches know know who we are and what we're about and what we're looking for. But yeah, I mean, to have, Tyler Moody, our offensive coordinator, here for 13 years, Kyle Jones, our defensive coordinator, here for 6 years. And like you said, we basically returned every assistant coach from last year with a few additions. So I think it's exciting for our guys to have that continuity and that relationship building, because at the end of the day, we only get to spend 2 hours a day on the football field with them. We mentor them and coach them in a lot of their aspects outside of football. So having personal relationships is paramount towards that. So I'm pleased with that from a student athlete experience perspective. I think the biggest thing I'm looking forward to is to see our guys compete. We only got to play 9 games last year, and we had a lot of close ball games. And I think now it's an opportunity for us to see that growth, to see the development, and to roll that ball out there and see our guys go out and play the game hard and fast and physical. And I think that's what's exciting as a coach, to see your players succeed. So that's what I'm most looking forward to.